And
Okay.
today you said we'll discuss the next part.
Okay, fine. In last 5 minutes, we got some issue with the net audio, no? Yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
can I continue or can I show you once again, please? Tell me.
So you can.
Can we continue?
You
Do you,
showed.
or
Yeah,
do you
you
want?
showed up to. You showed up to what the different, whether it is
Okay, you don't.
created in the.
Okay, fine. Please let me repeat for first 10 minutes. We will finish that and the entire process. I'll finish within first 10 minutes. Okay. So whatever we did
Okay,
that,
sir.
yes, we'll finish within first 10 minutes. Yes, are getting any kind of noise from me, from my side, guys?
No, sir. No.
No, no problem.
No, no problem. No problem.
Okay. Some kids are noising that. Okay, fine. So already in this mission, already we have finished it, but I'll take one more that a new mission and remote mission. I'm doing in another mission. Yes, 978. Just wait, guys. I'll back in just 1 minute. Yes. This is my remote mission. So we haven't installed Git in our mission from beginning. Okay. So we are going to installing Git on this mission. Just wait. Yes. Now get the downloads. And we are going to creating one more new mail ID. 032 8. So one user, one mail ID required for create new GitHub account. Now I agree. See, task one, downloading that Git bash and creating mail account and creating GitHub account by new mail ID. Click on that sign up. Yes. This is my user account. Now mail ID, sorry, password. Now click on that verify. Oh, sorry, required mail ID now. Okay, now click the spiral galaxy. Now create account. Now we need to select that which type of okay, you are which type of person, for what is that, are you software engineer, are you student, or any kind of that, in which kind of business you are doing. Okay, you can choose this one. Just complete setup by default selected. Now verify your mail ID. Yes, move to Gmail. Okay, now verify your mail ID. Yes. Yes, now click on that create repository. Yes, yesterday we did this one. Now first, what is that? Linux commands. Linux commands. This is the repository. Next, already we have discussed about that public and the private. Okay, if you are choosing that private, what will happen? If you are choosing that public, what will happen? What we have to do? And we discussed about that. Don't forget it. Please select this one when you are going to creating a repository. Okay, while creating repository. Now what we did that? Yes. Now create user account, verify mail ID by register mail ID. Now create repository. Okay. Now click on that code button. Then copy the URL. Copy the URL. Before that, before copying this URL or before clicking this one, better to come here. Now download Git bash. Already we have downloaded. Now need to be installed. Yes, we need to install that one. Now move to downloads location. Yes, in remote mission now. Yes. Now install this one, guys. Are you understanding? Yes. Are you getting my point? What I'm okay delivering that, please, guys. Are you following me? Yes. Now select that run as administrator. Yes, click on that yes. Yes, yesterday we have discussed about this one. Just click on next. Yes, we are going to installing that Git 64-bit application. Okay, yes. Whenever you are going to installing that, don't unselect this one, Git bash here, Git GUI here. Okay. So whenever you remove this one, by the mouse pop-up menu, we can't see these two options. We can't see these two options after installing Git GUI, Git bash here. So that reason, if you want to see in the pop-up menu, just try to put default. Now click on that next. Yes, it will create one folder in the start menu with the name of Git. Now, okay, Git providing one VAM. VAM means visual interface editor. Okay. Now we are choosing that what is that command line and third party softwares also we can use. Okay. Next, click on that next. Now we need to use that SSL library certificates. Yes, it's providing that we are using this one. Next, check out Windows style, commit Unix styles, command line endings. Next, use mini TTY. Already yesterday we discussed about that one. See, for this time we don't have that CMD, like that mini terminal. Like see, this is mini terminal. Same like we are getting one terminal from the Git bash, from the Git. Yes, click on that next. Now default. Okay, fast forward or merge to. Yes, click on that next. Default one. Yes, Git credentials manager. Whenever you want to change the some credentials or any kind of that, yes, better to use this one. Okay, now click on that next. Okay, enable system caching and enable symbolic links. If you want to create a symbolic links or if you want access with symbolic links, yes, we can. What is symbolic link? So you need to understand about that Linux command or system related links, soft links or hard links. Yes, enable export. If you want to export some pseudo users like that, yes, click on that install. It's another mission. Okay, guys, this is my mission. This is my mission. Okay. So whatever we are going to install in these applications is another mission. We are going to installing Git on that mission. Okay. See, now successfully we have installed Git. Successfully we have installed Git and we have created user account and we have created repository also. Okay. We created repository also. Now what next? We need to clone the repository. If you want to clone the repository, cloning means is creating one duplicate in our local machine. We are going to creating one duplicate repository in local machine, which one we are having in the remote. If you want to clone it, come to here. Yes, move to repository location, click on that code button. Click on that code button. Yes. We verified it, no? Let's close this one. Come. Yes, now click on that code button. Yes, click on this one. Whenever you click on this, automatically it will itself select and copy that link. Now move to your local mission. Move to your local mission. Now what we are doing that we are going to creating one local folder with the name of Git project, Git practice, or whatever you want you can create. But this folder.
Can you please enlarge? Can you please enlarge the screen, please? It's very.
Yes. Actually, it's a remote mission. Okay. Now we enter into that folder. We are going to opening this Git bash. Now I can increase font size here because I have that chance here. Yes. Now LL. For this time we don't have any kind of. Okay. Now what we are doing that we are going to applying that command. First command. If you want to see which version you are using, that git space --- version. See. Git space --- version. It's a command it use for to see present git version your Windows machine. Now, of course, in wherever you want to apply that command, wherever you want to see git version, that's a common command. Git space --- version. Not only in Windows, wherever you want to apply that on any platform. Now, git clone. Guys, keep in mind. I'm going to changing little bit explanation. Okay, than yesterday. Keep in mind, whenever you want to work with the Git, you should apply the first command Git. I'm taking one example here. For example, if you want to call our mom or dad or brother or sister, what is the first word? For example, if you want to call, if we want to call our mom or our dad, yes, how we are calling that? Are we going to naming? Whenever we want to call them, are we going to naming? Are we calling by name? Yes? No. For example, if I have any requirement with my dad, if I have any need with my dad, yes, what I'm calling that? Dad. Then I'm saying that whatever I want, I have work with them. Yes, I'm saying that next task. Task is the attribute, behavior, but dad is, that's a common name. We are calling that. Here also, whenever you want to work with Git, keep in mind, please, you should apply the first command Git. If you want to work with Git, if you want to respond, Git want to respond you, yes, first of all, you should apply the command Git. Okay, then you can say whatever you want. That's the parent command. Git is the parent command. Now you can say whatever you want. Yes, your attribute, your behavior, what you want. Yes, --- version. Yes, version is the attribute, behavior. Now what we are doing that git clone is the command. Clone is the command it used for to get the repository from remote to local, entire repository. Mr. Devraj, keep in mind, you said that yes, we applied that pull command. Pull is different. Okay, in previous class we haven't discussed about that pull command. Yes, we are having pull command also, but pull is different, clone is different, fetch is different. Pull is different, clone is different, fetch is different. Keep in mind. In future classes we are going to discuss about that pull also. That's also very important. But clone is a command it used for to get the repository from remote to local. Which one we have created repository in the remote mission, we are getting that repository to our local mission. Okay, yes, now apply that paste. See, now press enter. press enter. Now, yes, keep in mind we are working with Git commands and we are working with Linux commands. We are working with Git commands and we are working with Linux commands. Yes. Yes. Linux commands and Git commands. Linux commands and Git commands. Okay, so keep in mind every Git command, whenever you want to work with Git, first of all we need to apply that parent command Git. Yes, now we are going to using the commands ls for to list the all files and directories in present working directory. It's calling as a PWD, present working directory. ls, all are small letters. ls and ll also list the files and directories. ll, yes, it is also command. It is also command used for to list all files and directories. All files and directories in long list format from present working directory. ls is different, ll is different. We'll discuss that. Keep in mind long list format. Okay, next cd. cd is a command used for to change the directory. Change the directory. Yes, we are having that examples. cd space double dot. Yes, used for to come out from the present working directory. For example, cd space double dot and cd space directory name. Yes, for what? Used for to enter into another or child directory. Used for to enter into the parent directory, to enter into the child directory. Okay, or another directory or child directory. Clear? Now, what we are doing that? Yes, we are going to apply this command. Yes, we are going to apply this command. Is another command. Yes. Example 1. Yes, I'll show that. Okay. Now what we are doing? We are going to apply these commands. Okay, any two enough. Yes, now see, already we enter into that cd double dot. If you want to come out from present working directory or to enter parent directory, this is the parent directory to this one. This is the child directory. Yes, we came out from this directory. Now ls, if you want to see files and directories, if you want to see files and directories in present working directory, this is the present working directory. Yes, if you want to see complete path of that present working directory, see. Oh, sorry, where we are in this mission. Sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. Now we cloned it. After cloning this ls -l, you can apply that ls-l also. Same ll equals to ls-l. ll equals to ls-l. Okay, you can. And ll also in long list format. ls-l, ll. Okay, now we are in this location, pwd, present working directory. This is our present path. Now we are entering into that cd space directory name, cd space directory name. If you want to enter into the child directory, yes, cd space, which directory we want? Yes, we are entering into this directory. Yes, apply that tab, automatically itself will take that entire path. Okay, now press enter. And now we are in the repository. From this time, you don't call as a directory. Please try to call as a repository whenever you are in Git repository. Okay. Now, what we are doing here? Once again, we are listing that ls. So we got only readme.md file. We got readme.md file. ll. If you want to get some more information about that readme.md, yes, is it a directory or file? Who is the owner? Who is the group? And what are the permissions to user and group and others? Okay, when we have created, what is the size of that? Okay, everything. If you want to see that information, ll. So this is the information. Okay. Yes, once we enter into that Linux, we will discuss much more about this one. File permissions, it's calling as a permissions. File and directory permissions. These all are file and permission directories. Yes, user is here, group is here, user and group are there. Yes, we will discuss later on that. What is that user, what is that group, what is that others, and what are the permissions, what is this RW, what is this hyphen. Okay, we'll discuss. Okay, in depth level, because it's very important. It's very important for administrators. Even our DevOps administrators also have to learn about this one. We are going to working with the system administration concepts also. We need to act as a system administrator. If you want to install and configure everything, that we should have that sudo or root permissions. Okay, so we'll discuss with root permissions and the sudo permissions also. Now keep in mind. So what we did that, yes, ls-l, ls-l, ll. Okay, these are the commands. Now what we are doing that, yesterday what we did that, yes, yesterday we applied that command. Yes, you don't forget it immediately. We need to apply that command. What is that? Git config --- global user.name. We discussed about this one. Yes, configure git username and mail ID. If you try to commit the files, without configuring this one, what will happen? Without configure, if you commit the files, what will happen? Okay, now see, right now I'm not going to configuring this one. Before configuring, I'm going to creating some files and some files. Okay, after that adding and committing. See, keep in mind, yesterday we have discussed in little bit about that deep. Okay, whenever you want to work with the files, if you want to create a file, if you want to rename a file, if you want to delete a file, if you want to copy a file, if you want to move the file from one place to another place, or if you want to insert the data inside a file, if you want to replace the data inside a file, if you want to delete the data inside a file, if you want to do these kind of activities, we should have operating system commands. We should have operating system commands. By this Git, we are not doing. By this Git, we are not doing that because Git not providing this kind of facilities. Now see, if you want to create a file, which command want to use that, please guys? Which command we need to use that one? Please try to respond me. Don't be silent. You can join with me. Whatever you are having knowledge and you can share with me. Okay, you can remind yourself. Okay, you can recall yourself. Yes, please tell me. What is that? Which command need to be used for creating a file? Either a Linux command or Git command.
Touch, sir, touch.
What is that touch command?
To create a file, we have to give the command as a touch.
Yes. Which command? Is it related to Git or is it related to operating system?
It is related to Linux.
Yes, related to operating system command. First, it is related to operating system command. Which
Right,
operating
sir.
system command? Which operating system command? We are using Linux command.
Linux.
We are using Linux command. Now, see what we are doing. First of all, we are entering into that repository. Not this one. Not this one. Yes. Yes. Already we entered into that repository. Okay, I'm closing this one. I'm confusing a little bit. So we are in right now. I have two missions here. One self mission and one more remote mission. One more remote mission. I'm not doing in my lab. I'm doing in another's laptop. Okay, because in that mission we don't have that Git. So now what I'm doing that ls or ll. For this time I have only one file. This file. From where I got this one. From where we got it one. Yes, we got from the remote GitHub server. From the remote GitHub repository, we got it. So whenever we are going to creating a repository in the GitHub, while creating the repository, yes, we have selected that readme.md file. Whenever you select that, by default, it's the file coming with the repository. Now, yes, need to be discussed about this one. Yes, we'll discuss later on that. Okay, what about this one? We'll discuss later on that. Okay, now, touch is a command. Touch also command. Touch also command. It is used for to create a file. Used for to create a file. How can we create a file? How can we create that file? Yes, we can create with a 0 size file. Touch is a command. This is also Linux command, guys. Keep in mind. See. Okay. So for this time, what we apply that? Yes, git version, git space -- version. We apply that one. Keep in mind. Yes, it's a word by default. It will get that capital word. Okay. Next, git clone. Git clone. URL of the git repo. Git repo. Next. Now what we are doing here? That's it. We did. That's it. So after that, we enter into that repository. What is that? Directory. After cloning that repository, we enter into that repository, Git repository. Now what we are doing that? Yes, we apply that ls or ll command. We apply to that once again. Okay. Okay. Next, what we are doing that once again? What we are doing that here? Now we are going to creating one file. We are going to creating one file or one or more files. See, commands. to create file, a file or file. Yes, one. Touch is there. Touch is a command to create one or more files at a time. Yes, example. We are going to using example. Example, yes. One. Touch file name. Yes, for example, DevOps. So we can create only one file. This time we are going to creating only one file. Next, two. Touch AWS C CPP C. These are the files. CPP is one file, C is one file, and AWS is one file. Yes, git touch is a command. It used for to create one or more files at a time. But what we can't insert a data. There is no chance to insert a data in a file while creating a file by using touch command. Whenever you are going to creating a file by using touch command, that time we can't insert data. It means we can create zero size files. Conditionally, we can create zero size files. And one more, yes, cat right shift or greater than. Yes, you can give space or without space. Yes, file name. Example. Yes, a cat. Yes, Azure. Yes, keep in mind, whenever you are going to apply that cat command for creating a file, yes, this time we can insert the data, whatever you want. We can insert the data here. Now what I'm doing that I'm going to inserting this data inside this Azure file. Yes, we can insert data in this file by using, okay, in this file while creating a file by using cat command. See, now I'm taking these two examples. Okay, now I'll show that these three examples. Now come here. Yes, now I'm going to using touch. Yes, for this time we are having only one file. See, now touch A. Yes, now LLC created one. Now touch AWS. We can create multiple files at a time. AWS, Java, CPP, .NET. Okay, yes, DevOps. See. There is no chance to insert data. Whenever you press enter key, automatically it come out from that location. Yes, now LL. See, LS. See. Now one more command. See, these all are the zero size files. These all files created by using touch command. Now what I'm doing that? Now I'm going to using cat command. Yes, now come here. Yes, cat. Yes, Azure. Azure is a file name. Now what we are doing that? See, if you press enter key, it won't come out from the terminal. If it won't come out from the text editor, it's entered into the text editor. Now it's waiting for data. Yes, now what I'm doing that? Yes, we can insert data in a file while creating a file by using cat command. Cat command. Now you need to apply one specific command. If you want to come out from that text location, yes, apply that control plus D. Control plus D, it's having two features. It's having two behaviors. Control plus D. Control plus D. Okay. CTRL plus D. It's having two. One, save the data. First to save the data and come out or exit from the text location, text edit. Okay. Semi editor. Okay, we can't move previous line. We can't move previous line. We can backward and we can forward in the present line. That's it. Once you press enter, we can't move to next line by using this command. See, now when now we apply that control D, it is save and exit. It is save and exit. Now I'm pressing it. See, now you can see it. Are we having data or not inside that Azure file? Cat is a command. Cat is a command. It's having three behaviors. One, create a file. We can create a file by using cat. Yes. Example. Already we applied it, but I'm showing here. Cat file name. Already we did it. Next one. 2. Cat is a command. It is used for to see the content from your file. If you want to open the data, if you want to see the data, whatever we are having inside that file, if you want to see or if you want to open the data, yes, that's the command. Which one? Cat command. Cat space file name. For what? To see data or content from a particular example. Now, what is that? Cat space Azure. Just now we have created that file now. Cat Azure. So now we are applying that command. Cat Azure. Guys, are you following me? Please try to respond, all of you. Guys?
Yeah, we're fine. I'm fine.
Yes. Please try to respond individually, everyone.
Yes, sir. Following.
Yes. Please let me know if you have any problem. If I'm going fast or if I'm doing that okay low, or yes, please let me know. If you have any problem, don't worry, feel free. You can ask me that. Okay. Now see. We applied two types of commands in cat. One for creating a file. And open your file. Whatever you want to see data from your file, we can apply that cat command. And the touch. By the touch command, there is no chance to insert a data in a file. Already we discussed in yesterday also we discussed, but today repeated. But this is the new concept, I think, today. Now what we are doing, that one more command. Cat having one more feature. Yes. Cat double shift or two greater than. Yes, file name. For what? For what? I'm writing syntax. I'm writing here syntax. Yes, what is that? Used for to insert or to append data in a existed file. Append mean, so keep in mind, we can't update the data. I mean that we can't replace data, and we can't delete data, and we can't place data wherever you want in existed file. For example, you have 5 lines. If you have 10 lines, in the middle of the after 55th line, if you want to place data, we can't place it for this time. Keep in mind, we are in the beginner level now. Yes, we can see later on that. Okay, we can't place the data. But where we can place the data, we can append. Append means we can add some more data in existed file. Already we are having that existed file, that Azure or some other files. That Azure file having some data. If you want to add some more data in Azure file, we can add after end of the line. Before that we can't. And we can't replace, we can't modify, we can't delete. Just there is a chance to add some more data. Yes, example, what we are doing that? Cat, yes, Azure. I'm taking this file. Already we are having that file now. Now I'm taking that. See for this time, what we are having that? LL cat Azure. Yes, we are having. Now what I'm doing that, I'm going to inserting some more data. Cat. Keep in mind which commands we are using. Are we using git commands or are we using other commands? Keep in mind, try to follow me. We need to go back. We came for creating files. We came for creating and modifying the files. We need some files. If you want to work with the Git, we should have some files. Keep in mind, I'm taking one more example. Keep in mind, yes, here files are the bullets. Git is the gun. Files are the bullets. You tell me, without bullet, is there any meaning to gun? If you want to work with the SCM process, we should have both SCM tool and files. Okay, without gun, there is no use of bullet. Okay, without bullet, there is no use of gun. Here both having relationship, that kind of that. So that reason, present we are going to concentrating on files. By the using git commands, we can't. So that reason we are using operating system commands. Right now we are in file creation level. Once we finish creating of the files, then we can switch for git commands. But I'm not going to through that without explanation. Yes, I'm going to explaining with the commands, users, and creating files. So that is taking some time. Try to understand. Okay, still we are in operating system commands. For what? To creating a file, modifying a file, updating a file. See, now we created some files by using touch command. We created files using cat command, and we saw that data from a file by using cat command, and we are going to appending some more data inside a file by using cat command. These all are Linux commands. Once you finish this process, then we can enter into the git command. Then we can see what is the use of git command, where we need to start it. Okay, now see. Okay, cat space, sorry, greater than file name. You can give space or without space, you can apply that. See, Yes, this is second data in this Azure file. Now see, just that's my data. That's the second data. We are having one line space. We are having one line space and the total 2 line space. Yes, this is the previous space. This is the previous space in previous. Okay. Previous data. Now I'm pressing enter, or I'm not pressing enter. I'm applying that control D for what? To save and exit. Now see, after appending data, where we can see this data? Where we can see this data? To next to this line. Next to this line, cat space file name Azure. Got it now? Yes, guys. Are you okay? Yes. Now, task over. Which task over? Creating files. Files creation task over. See where we are here. I am going back. I said that I didn't configure after cloning the repository. After cloning the repository, I didn't configure this one. Which one? Git config ---- global username and mail ID. I didn't configure this one. Okay, without configuring, if you try to commit the file, what will happen? We are in that R&D. We are in that process. See, I didn't configure this one. Yesterday in my class, yesterday in my laptop, already I have configured that. After configure, I have uninstalled that git bash. And I have created new user account. Yes, we cloned it. Whenever I try to commit it without configuring that email and password, yes, successfully it's committed. Reason, because in that laptop already, yes, mail ID, user and mail ID configured. So that reason successfully, yes, accepted that commit. But today it won't accept like that. Reason, after formatting, I didn't configure that one. If it is accepting, yes, maybe in that mission also same process as a task. We'll see that. Okay, this is my mission, but I have that confidence. Okay, so now what I'm doing that, now we are entering into git commands. Yes, which commands we use it for this time? Yes, we use it up these two commands only. Now git status. Git status is a command. It is used for to see state of the file or files in working tree. What is that working tree? Now we need to go a little bit elaborate. Okay. Yes. Now I'm going to creating new page. Now keep in mind. Okay. Working tree. Guys, keep in mind, this is our local repository after cloning from remote to local. This is our local repository after cloning to local. Yes. This is the remote server. Remote server or GitHub. This is the GitHub. Yes, we created one repository. Just imagine a demo repo. We created that demo repository. Okay. Now what we are doing that? Yes, we are cloning that repository. Yes, it's calling as a same after cloning this demo repository. After cloning same demo repo. Okay. Now, we discussed about that working tree. What is this working tree? We'll see that. We discussed about this working tree. Calling as a working tree. Yes, in this working tree, we are having two virtual layers. One working directory, and one more staging. Staging or index. Staging or index. See, it's calling as a working tree. It's calling as a working tree. Okay. Working tree. In this working tree, we are having working directory, staging, and one more we are having that one more layer in this repository. It's calling as a committing or local report. It's calling as a committing. Now what we are doing here? See, now what I'm doing there. First of all, I'm going to cloning once again that repository to another location. Already we have created some files now. Yes, now see, I'm going to cloning this one once again. Okay, already same location now, we can't it. In same location we can't. Yes, need not to create that. Now what I'm doing that, I'm going to cloning once again that repository, git clone. Yes, that repository. Linux commands. Now see, after cloning that, we are entering into that repository. Just now we cloned it. Now what we are doing here? Just now cd Linux. Now if you apply that immediately git status, what we can see? Nothing to commit, working tree clean. Keep in mind guys, it's important question, interview question. Nothing to commit, working tree clean. We are going to discussing about that working tree. So that reason I gone for once again for cloning a repository. We are having two kinds of layers or stages in working tree. What is that? Working directory plus staging. Working directory plus staging. Now how we can understand? See, whenever you are not having any one file as a modified, as a deleted, as a untracked, or as a new file. Whenever you are not having any one kind of file, if at least if you have any one file in any location, at least if you have one file, any one kind of file inside both working directory or staging, yes, we can't see that message. Which one? Nothing to commit, working tree clean. Whenever you are not having any one file in both locations, then only you can get it. Nothing to commit, working tree clean. See, whenever you are having files, you can't see that. Now what you can see that git status. We are having number of files. See, are we seeing nothing to commit, working tree clean? No. Whenever you are not having any one file in both locations, you can see nothing to commit, working tree clean. We'll explain that. Once again, we'll go for it. Okay, little bit that. Now See, now we are having some more pending task now. Yesterday's pending task. We need to explain it. Now what we are doing that? Yes. Now what we are doing that? Yes, we are going to discussing about this one. Yes, without configuring, we are going to committing the file. Without configuring username and mail ID. Why we want to configure username and mail ID? Yes, we have taken one example. We have taken one example. Yes, anonymous people or bus stand or road. We discussed that we have taken an example. Okay. Whenever the anonymous people talking with you, yes, what's your response? What's your response? Maybe or may not be little bit confusion or little bit worry. Yes, who is this person? Yes, why he is talking that? Okay, little bit, maybe little bit confusion. But once you get the confirmation from him, yes, from next time, we can't ask that, we won't ask that once again, who are you? But first time, 100%, first time, we should ask that. Here also, Git also, it should ask that, please tell me who you are. Now we can see. Now what we are doing that, if these files are located, guys, keep in mind for today, whenever you are seeing that red color files, by the git command, git status command, whenever you are trying to see that what is that red color files, whenever you are seeing red color files, by the git status command, keep in mind, it's mean those files are located in working directory. Those files are located in working directory. Whenever you are seeing green color, whenever you will see that green color files, it's mean those green color files are located in staging area. Whenever you are seeing red color files, it's mean those files are located in working directory. Whenever you are seeing that green color files, it's mean those files are located in staging area. Those files are located in staging area. Yes, what is that? Once again, it's a working tree. Working tree. Working tree. It's calling as a working tree. Okay, it's calling as a working tree. Git status is a command. Whenever you apply git status command, it gets the information from working tree. Keep in mind. Whenever you apply the git status command, immediately it touches to working tree or it asks to working tree. Once the command enters into the working tree want to respond to git status command. Yes, immediately working tree responds to git status command. Whatever it's having information inside that working directory plus staging or any one location or on both locations, immediately it passes the information to git status command. Immediately git status command display the results. Immediately the git status command display the status of the files. Now what we are doing here, see git status. For this time we are having files in working directory only. So that is then we are seeing in working directory files only, red color files. Now what I am doing that, keep in mind, we can't commit the file through working directory to committing area. For this time, we can't commit the file from working directory to committing area. Keep in mind. There is no chance. There is no chance to commit files through working directory to committing area. Okay, what we have to do? We need to add the file from working directory to. We need to add the file from working directory to staging area. Then you can, first of all, what you have to do, you need to send the file from working directory to staging area. Then you can commit that file from staging to committee. Then you can push this file from local committing to remote. It's a process. We can't push the file from local working directory to remote. We can't push. Same time, we can't send the file from local staging area to remote directory. We can't. The process is, first of all, what you have to do, you need to commit the, you need to add the file, you need to commit the file, then you can push to repository. Now what we are doing that is present this process not available for this time, the process not available. Keep in mind for this time, the process not available, the command not available. Yes, in future we'll see that. Now what I'm doing that git add is a command. Add is a command, it is useful to add the file from working directory to staging area. Here also we are having a lot of commands, we'll see later on that. So present git add space file name A. Right now I have added only one file from working directory to staging area, git status. See, whenever you are seeing green color, it means those files are located in staging area. Whenever you are seeing red color files, those files are located in working directory. Working directory means editing location. Okay, we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay, little bit about that. See, now for this time. Now see, still, yes, what I'm doing that. See, still we are in this concept. Okay, now we have created that file, added. Now what I'm doing that without configuring mail ID and username, yes, I'm trying to committing this file. Now this file ready to commit. Now try to commit git commit. See, whenever I'm trying to working with git command, git, yes, always I'm applying that parent command git. Don't forget it. That's the default, yes, blind idea. Okay, you can keep in mind whenever you are working with git, first of all, immediately you should apply the parent command git, then you can apply that attribute, or you need to apply attribute. See, always task over. I'm not going to concentrating how to create a file. I'm going to modifying file right now. The part over. Now we are working with the git commands. What is my intention? What's my requirement? Yes, the interviewer asking that. Interviewer asking me one question. Yes, how can you create a file? Yes, in Linux, yes, I'm going to using that touch command, VI command, or VIM command, or G edit command, or something that, yes, cat command, like that. Okay, fine. How can you push the file how can you push a file from your local to remote machine? Is asking the question. See, is asking the question, how can you push a file from your local to remote? Git push branch name, or git push tag, that's it. Yes, how can you commit a file? Keep in mind, how can you commit a file, but is not going to specify in particular any kind of that. This time we need to keep in mind the state of the file. Is it modified, or is it deleted, or is it new file, or is it untracked file, or renamed file? We need to understand that. Keep in mind. For this time, what I am doing that I am going to committing file. Whenever you are going to applying this command, for this time, keep in mind, yes, git commit -m for message. Within the double quotes or single quotes, you should maintain any one, single quotes or double quotes. Yes, now text commit first time. Yes. See, I'm not going to I'm not going to specify any particular file here. I'm not going to specify any particular file. Keep in mind. Now I'm taking one example. Now, if I say, if right now I'm saying that, just imagine it. Now I'm saying that now class is over. How many people are here? Just wait. Total 8 members are here. Now what I'm saying that now class is over. Now you tell me. To whom I'm saying that? To which person I'm saying that? To all or any single person, any particular person? Guys, please try to respond.
To all 8.
To all. Okay, it's me. To all. It's me. It's also command. Whenever you are not going to apply any particular file name, it's mean. It's mean. Or our meaning, our expression. Yes, we are going to committing all files. We are going to committing all files. That to keep in mind. Which files? This belongs to, this command belongs to eligible for working directory files or staging files. For this time, whenever you apply this command in this format, is this command eligible for, or which files are located in staging area? Those files are only eligible for this command. Guys, once again I'm repeating. Which files are located in staging area? Those files are only eligible for this command. Now, how many files are located in staging area? Yes, guys, please. How many files are located in staging area? Only one. Only one. Only one. You can specify a particular file name because we are having only one file. You need not to specify that particular one file also because only one file is there. Why you want to time waste by specifying particular file name? No need that. You can. Okay. Now see. For this time, this command eligible for what are the files located in staging area? Those files only we are going to committing. Yes. What we expected, yes, we got it. Yes, see. Without configuring username and mail, if you commit the file, if you try to commit the file, 100% Git should reject the commits. Now we see, we got it. Now it's asking that please tell me who you are. Yesterday we have taken one example. Now you tell me, is it suitable or not? Guys. Yes. Okay. We need to say who are going to committing that username and mail ID want to say here. Now what we are doing that git config -- global user dot name cloud DevOps. Yes. This is the process we should maintain within the double quotes. User dot name space within the double quotes. Now once again, git config -- global user dot email. Yes, once again. Yes. You can apply that. Yes. You should not compile. It should not check it. Whatever you are writing within the double quotes. But whenever you try to do any kind of mistake outside the double quotes, then immediately Git will stop you the process. But whatever you are writing within the double quotes, okay, you don't consider that. Keep in mind. Okay. Now press enter. Successful. Okay. This process over. Now we configure this one. This step over. Now we created these files, added, and we are trying to commit once again. We are going to committing once again. See, still the file located in staging area. Git status. See the file located in staging area. Now what we are doing that we are going to committing this file. Now press enter. So now successfully we have committed that file. Now you can see. So when now you apply the git status command, the git status command should only to touch the working tree. It should not touch the committing area. Git status command touch to only working tree. Okay, what are the state of the file? Those files it will display in the console. Now what we are doing that git status. Now we can't see this one, not able to see this one. Which files are located in committing area? Which files are located in committing area? By the git status command we can't see. We can't see. We can see only what are the files located in working directory plus staging area files. Now press enter. See, that file gone now. That's the importance of config. Yes, now what we did that is committed. We committed this file. Now what we are doing that? Now we are trying to pushing that file. Now we are sending the file from our local mission to local committing area to remote mission. Whenever you want to commit this file, we need to apply one more command. Yes. Git push origin branch name. Interview question. What is the command to send a file from your local to remote? What is the command? Which command you are going to using? Which command you are going to using for push file from your local committing to remote, or which command you are using to send the file from your local committing to remote? So keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, you don't try to say through example. Don't try to say through example. Whenever you are going to delivering that answer, don't try to say that example. Try to deliver that syntax. Yes, we are having some examples here. We discussed about that git. Yes, what is that cat space file name, cat greater than file name, cat greater than file, touch file name. Yes, git add file name, git commit file name. These are the syntaxes. Whenever you are going to specify that git add space Java or DevOps or CPP, just keep in mind, that's not correct. First of all, try to deliver the syntax. Then you can, if we'll ask once again that any example, then you can apply that. Now here also what we are doing that git push origin branch name. This is the syntax. Here. Example, if you want that. If you want example, now what we are doing that? Yes, for this time we are having only one branch. Keep in mind, git push origin branch name. Present we are having only one branch. This is not right time to discuss much more about that. If you try to discuss about that, yes, this concept will divert. So that reason I'm not entering into this time. Okay, to branch level, but little bit I'm small giving hint. See, keep in mind, whenever you are going to creating a repository, either remote or local, by default we are getting one branch. That branch calling as a master. By default we are getting one branch that's calling as a master. Yes, whatever you are seeing in CanColor, it's calling as a branch. The branch name is master. Now, if you want to see how many branches are located in this present working repository. In present working repository, how many branches are there? If you want to see that command, git branch. That's it. I'm not entering it much more. I'm not going to discussing much more about that. See. Git branch is a command. It is used for to see or to list out how many branches are available in present repository. By default, we are getting one branch that's calling as a master. For today, that's it about branch. Now see. Now what we are doing that git push origin branch name. You don't say that here branch name. Okay, you don't say like that. If you have that same name, branch name, you have that branch name of that branch, okay, you can send it. Or else we can't it. SC, if you press it SC, origin, the branch name not available, does not match any. Now git push origin, ORIGIN, origin master. Now we are working with the master branch only. In remote also we are having only one branch, that's calling as a master. In remote also we are having master. By default we are getting one branch, that is the master branch. See, default branch. We can change that default branch also. We can see later on that. How can we change it? Now see what we are doing, that we are going to sending the file only for this time. Keep in mind guys, once again, whenever you applying this command, whenever you are going to apply this command, for this time, how many files are ready to send or ready to go from our local committing area to remote mission? How many files are ready to go, or how many files are located in committing area? Out of those files which are already committed, which are already sent to remote repository, on those files if you have any kind of modifications, we can send that. If you don't have any kind of previous pushed files, we can't send it. See, now already total these files, in these files already this is the committed file, and one more file, this one. Only 2 files are located in committing area. Out of remaining files are outside the committing area. Now this is not ready to go once again because we didn't modify that file. Basically, actually it came from remote repository. Okay, it came from remote repository. So it's a file already available. The readme.md file available in the remote. If you modify, it's modified in the local machine, it's ready to go once again. I'll show that once again. Okay. See now, if you apply the git push origin command, now this file is ready to go because that file not available in the remote mission. You can press it. Still we are in the local mission. Now see the final step. Now what we are doing, that yes, git push origin master. Yes, here also first time, this is the first and last, until when you change username password, or until when you configure new user in this mission. Okay, it is asking that username password. This is the first time and last time. Yes, original username, original login username, and original user password. Yes, how can you recognize? Yes, this is the, yes, that is the login username or owner. Yes, now paste here, remove that. Yes, now it's password. Press enter. If it is correct, both are correct, 100% will get success. Yes, 100% success. Yes, we send to, see, master to master. We send to master, from local master to remote master. Successfully we send to remote repository. Now try to apply that once again, git push origin, everything up to date. It won't ask that again, once again, username, password. See, everything up to date. Everything up to date. Same, whatever we are having changes in the local mission, the same changes also in the remote mission. Now we can come here, try to refresh. See, present we are having only readme.md file. Then we can see one more file with readme.md. See, We got one more file. Now keep in mind, it should take that committing time. We committed before 10 minutes. It won't take that, it won't show that pushing time. Whenever you are sending to remote repository, it won't send that, it won't take that pushing time, it take committing time. For example, now you are going to committing this file. See what we are doing, that git status, git status, just wait. Okay, now see, git add, git status, we added all these files. Now what I'm doing, that git commit -m, yes, committing Java and DevOps files only. This is the message. You need to specify outside the message. This is message. It take that message. Now you need to specify that what is that? DevOps and Java. See, we are going to committing specific files. Specified files we are going to committing out of the files. Now these all are ready to commit. These all are ready to commit. Whenever you remove these two files, yes, it's mean you are going to committing all files at a time. Now see, now for this time I'm going to committing only two files. Now press enter. Okay, task over. Yes, from this time, the time calculated. If you try to push this file tomorrow, it won't show that tomorrow's time. Right now, we committed just now. Yes, it take that committed time. Let's take this committed time. Okay. Yes. Now try to push it once again. Git push origin master. Already 1 minute over. I think already 1 or 2 minutes over committed time. Yes. Now try to push it. What happened? Something spelling mistake. Git push origin master. There is spelling mistake. Okay, git push origin master. It won't ask that once again, that username password. Yes. Now you can come here. Just refresh this. We can see two more files along with these files. See, DevOps and Java. 1 minute ago. But below 30 seconds. Okay, below 30 seconds, we have committed that. See, this is the process. This is the process. This is the first basic. These are the first basic steps to work with file, local and remote. Local and remote. Fine. Guys, any doubt? Now you can respond me. Try to respond.
Sir, can I have more owners for our repository, remote repository?
Sorry.
Sir, I asked, like, can we have more owners, one or more owners, more than two owners
Yes.
for our remote repository?
Sure, yeah. Yes. We are in initial level now. We are in initial level. Okay. So once we enter the little bit advanced, yes, we can discuss more about that. Okay, remote. If you want to work as a GitHub administrator, Git administrator, you need to learn a little bit about GitHub. Okay. If you want to work as a Git administrator, you need to learn about GitHub administration, GitHub also. Otherwise, I think no need that much. No need that much. We can manage from the local also, from the command line also, we can manage some remote commands. But if you want to create repository, or if you want to delete repository, or if you want to configure notifications, or if you want to configure webhooks, okay, like that we can do it. Okay.
So
Clear?
we can have that many owners for our repository, remote repository.
Sorry.
Like we now have Debooks Cloud, your name training. Suppose that is our username right now. So
Yes.
we are giving at that time when we are pushing the files to the remote repository, we are giving this username and password. That is
Yes.
one password and username. So I said,
Okay.
I asked, like, can we have many username and passwords? If I suppose in an organization there may be many.
Yes. Those are related to push conflicts. We are having separate concept conflicts on Git. Or in Git we are having some conflicts. What are the conflicts? Pull conflicts are there, commit conflicts are there, push conflicts are there, branch conflicts are there, and stash conflicts are there. Okay, we'll discuss later on that. And merge conflicts are there. We'll discuss that little bit advanced.
Yes, sir. But my question was, can I use some other username and password to commit to this to post to this repository? Like you used this password, like this username, like DevOps Cloud training.
No.
Username.
No. You should, if you want to push this repository, you should have original username password whenever you are trying to push into this my repository. For example, just imagine it. If you want to use my username and repository, first of all you need to clone it. Okay. If it is already username configured with another username, GitHub username, you need to delete that username and password. Then you need to log in into you need to enter into my repository. Yes, whenever you are going to creating files, no problem, you can commit, no problem. But whenever you are going to commit pushing the files, that time you will get some conflicts. User conflicts. Already you have registered with another user. Now what you are doing that you are trying to push to another user. Okay, so that reason you need to change those credentials. You need to change those credentials. Then only, yes, those changes mean to which user you are going to pushing that. Yes, you should apply that username and its password. That's username and password. But you can download it. Whatever we are having files inside this, you can download. You can work with that. But whenever you are trying to push again to my repository or my user, you don't have that. You can't. You can whenever you are having my user credentials, you need to apply those credentials. Then only it's possible to push that. Okay, we'll see that. That's the upcoming concept. We'll see that. Okay.
Yes, sir. But yeah. So yeah, sir, this is clear. But suppose in our team there are 5 members. So one member is created the repository, and now he has to share the all username and his username and password to all the 5 members. Then it may be a security breach or something like that.
Okay, so that time in company level, in real time. Okay, for example, just imagine it, you and me both are working in one project. You and me both are programmers. You and me both are programmers. What we are doing that? Yes, you are also using that repository. I'm also using that repository. But keep in mind, you and me both are not administrators to Git. You and me both are not a system administrators. System administration team is there. Without their permission, we can't install any application in our office laptops. Another team is there. Another team is there. Whenever you want to work with Git in our laptop, if you don't have Git in our laptop, yes, first of all, you need to raise the ticket. Yes, I want to install this tool. I have requirement this tool. Yes, I need this permission to install that. If they will give that, you can install yourself that. But you need to get that credentials, which repository you are using, which user you are using for your project. You need to get that username and its password. You need to configure it. If you don't have permissions yourself, you need to approach another team, GitHub administrator team or system administrator team. They are having only permission to configure that. Okay, same username. Which one you are using username, same username they will configure in my lab also. Same password they will configure in my lab also. Okay, then we are ready to push, or then we are ready to use both same repository. You can use and I can use. Okay, like that. You got it now?
It's the job of Git administrator to configure all the usernames
Yes.
to our
Yes.
repository. Yeah.
Yes, in big companies, in big companies or big projects, separate team is there to maintain these all source codes. Okay, or else maybe the system administrator also can maintain this one, or anyone superior or lead, or okay, we are having that. Okay, some what is that experience and what is that trusted. Okay, features they can do this one. Okay.
Okay, sir. And then one more question, sir. There is origin, you mentioned git push origin. What is that origin for? Because
Origin mean it's a main. It's a main. It mean that remote. Okay. We'll discuss that. We are having that. Some other concepts to discuss about that. What is the origin? That what is that branch? Okay, we'll see that upcoming concept. This all are okay.
okay, sir. Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, fine. Yes, guys, remaining us any doubt, please. Guys,
No, sir.
can we stop here now? Yes. If you have any doubt, you can ask me.
Sir, I just have a question. Would
Yes.
like we be getting these recordings, sir?
Yes, recording. Yes, we are having that records. Yes, in previous sessions also we are having records. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir.
try to ask to management. Try to ask management. They will send you that. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Thank you. Yes, guys, please try to respond me. Yes, if you have any doubt, you can ask me, or else we can leave the session. Yes, Balaji.
Sir,
Siddharth,
sir, have
Vanilla.
we? Yes, sir. Have we covered like what is debooks and all those introductory parts? Because I didn't attend all the demos.
Okay, guys. Okay, yeah, no problem. We are taking that one more that workshop and some more demo sessions. Okay, we are planning to take some more demos. Okay, so I'll take that. Okay, demo session. Okay, fine. Okay, we'll inform you that you can attend for the demo sessions. And whatever you missed it, previous sessions. Okay, so those videos also available. Okay, you can collect it. Yesterday and today only little bit we discussed about that concept.
Yes, yesterday class I was there, but before that I didn't attend continuously all the demos.
Before that, yes, little bit what we discussed. Yes, what is that DevOps? Okay.
Yes,
So,
sir. According to our syllabus, whatever we were provided, so according to that, introductory parts are covered already.
sorry, come again. I'm not
Like
clear about your voice.
Yes. So what I was asking, like, so according to our syllabus, so in our syllabus that was mentioned that first introduction to DevOps and then different software development life cycles.
Yes.
They're already.
We need to discuss. No, just a brief. We have discussed about that, but once we enter into some subject, you can understand that yes, a demo also little bit, not a demo. Yes, it gives much more information about the DevOps. Okay, that's the important thing that we'll discuss later on that. Okay, once again in weekends we'll take that to some. Okay, one more session in deep dive. Okay, at least 3 to 4 hours we can concentrate on only the concept, that flow of the DevOps. Okay.
That would be helpful because all the demos we have not attended, so it would be helpful if you can arrange those classes.
Okay, fine here. Okay, and you believe on it, my demo session maybe it will go to 2 hours or 3 hours or 4 hours based on your patience. Okay, half an hour demo is not a DevOps. 1 hour demo is not a DevOps process. 2 hours of demo is not a DevOps complete. Okay, but some people are taking that half an hour, 1 hour based on their demand and their time or something like that. Okay, but we'll try to take much more that based on your patience, based on our mutual, we can take that one deep dive, at least minimum 3 to 4 hours or 5 hours we can concentrate. Okay. So fine. Thank you. Okay. Yes, guys. Someone has any doubt, please try to respond. Okay, all of you, bye. I'm stopping here. Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. 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 All of you, bye.